Hello guys, welcome to our another lesson in banking and financial institutions. So this will be our lesson 4, which I will be discussing the fundamental issues in banking. So ano-ano ba yung mga challenges o kaya yung mga na struggles or mga issues na kinakaharap ng banking institutions nowadays. So at the end of this lesson, so I hope that we would be able to explain the fundamental issues faced by the banking sectors. We should also understand the reasons why we should have banks to intermediate with our financial transactions. So bakit ba kailangan pa natin ng bangko when it comes to having our financial transactions? And we will also discuss the broad functions of banks. So these are our lessons for today. Let's start first with the banks. So again, this will be a review for all of us kasi halos lahat ng mga video lessons natin sa BFI na-discuss natin ang tungkol sa mga bangko. So, yun. So bank is technically an institution that deals in money and its substitutes and provides other money-related services. So basta financial transactions, sila yung nagpo-provide ng payment system, um, and also yung mga substitute sa money like checks, ayan. So, ano yun? Iyon yung ginagawa ng or iyon ang trabaho ng banking institutions. So, this is a financial intermediary. Kung natatandaan natin, di ba, they mediate. So, sila ang agent, sila ang pumapagitna, sila ang middleman, wherein they accept deposits and they also offer loans. They make loans. So now, what is a banking? Okay, so banks are noun. Okay, how about the banking? Banking is the business activity of accepting and safeguarding money owned by other individuals and entities, and then lending out this money in order to conduct economic activities such as making profit or simply covering operating expenses. So yung banking itself, this is an act. This is the verb, okay, na ginagawa ng banks. So, anong ginagawa nila? So, they accept and safeguard your money, and then they lend out this money so para makapag halimbawa sa mga business loans, ayan, so to conduct economic activities such as making profits, ayan, sa mga gustong magtayo ng business or simply makover lang yung operating expenses nila, or if you want to have a house loan, car loan, ayan. So, yon ang kinasasakupan ng banking activity. Okay, so again, banks is a noun, banking is the verb. Ito yung mismong ginagawa ng bangko. Now, these are the issues. Okay, the fundamental issues that that banks are facing. Okay, so number one is banks are the only intermediaries that intermediate between all ultimate lenders and borrowers and all other financial intermediaries. Okay, um, parang good news naman 'to, ma'am. Parang hindi naman siya issue, 'di ba? Pero if we're going to look at it, yung bangko lang yung puwedeng, yung may authority or ang institution na puwedeng maging middleman siya between sa lenders, sa lahat ng gusto magpautang, and sa lahat ng nagpapautang, and sa lahat ng financial intermediaries, okay? Si bangko lang yon. Ano ang crucial function niya? Ano yung issue na puwedeng mag-arise? It includes, they should also provide the means of payments for all of this. So, parang ano siya, ang issue na pwedeng mag-arise is um, sobrang complicated ng bangko. Sobrang complicated ng services niya. If you want, halimbawa, if you want to enter, halimbawa, mag-business ka, tapos banking institution, sobrang dami ng sistema and sobrang complicated, sobrang gulo-gulo, sobrang halo-halo ng kailangan mong pag-aralan at gawin ng sistema. So, yun. So, that is the first issue or parang struggle na pwedeng kaharapin ng mga banking institutions. Number two is, they are such significant intermediaries. Okay? Sobrang halaga nila ng mga middleman that their survival, particularly the large banks, is in the interests of the country. Okay? There exist social costs to their future. If you're going to look back on your international business and trade lessons, Meron din ako ng mga um, lessons here in YouTube. You may watch it. Yung political environment. Okay, so it's the same. So ang banks, so kahit na may sarili kang entity or nag-expand ka na sa ibang bansa, ganyan, yung survival mo pa din, okay, um, parang you will maintain, you can sustain yourself when you are, nandun ka sa, parang nandun ka sa interest ng bansa na yon. You will, parang gagawin mo kung ano yung of good interest, kung ano yung magiging magandang or gugustuhin if especially ng government ng bansa na yun. So there, mag-exist yung social costs, okay, to their failure. So again, iyan ang isa sa struggles na kinakaharap ng mga, especially ng mga large banks. Okay, so they can sustain themselves, they can survive by means of staying in the interests of the country. The third common issues in banking is in most countries, the central bank regulates and supervises the banks, and they are obliged to have large departments and skilled person to carry out this function. So, karamihan, okay, they have central bank. Okay, Bangko Sentral. So here we have Central Bank of the Philippines. Sa ibang bansa, ganoon din, Central Bank of America, and many more. Okay. So, because of the banking institutions or intermediaries na meron tayo sa bansa natin, ngayon, yung mga bansa, they are now being required to have their own central bank. Okay, wherein ito yung magre-regulate at magsusupervise sa mga bangko na existing sa bansa na yon. Okay, which is somehow good. Okay, kasi there will be this parang uh, mother bank, okay, na doon iyon ang mga magmo-monitor ng mga existing na banks in a particular country. Pero ang ano lang diyan, parang ang magiging issue lang is additional cost which would be they will be obliged to have large departments and kailangan merong mga skilled persons na para ma-carry out yung function nila, which is to regulate and supervise the banks. And even, di ba yung mga central banks, will be the one to um, print the money, ayan, so, and then more. The fourth issue or challenges na kinakaharap ng bangko would be banks should be innovative and create new products continually. So because of the competitive nature of banking, it makes the task of the supervisor challenging. Same with, I think it's just the same with the other businesses wherein you have to stay competitive. Okay. Pero kasi ang pagiging competitive ng banks, kasi ano eh, parang halos lahat ng bangko nagkakaiba-iba lang sa pangalan. Okay, pero they have the same services, halos lahat. Okay. Magkakaiba-iba lang yan sa ganda or sa dami ng benefits na ibibigay mo sa iyong customers. So yun, so that is why you should remain competitive, okay, when it comes to your banking services. So you have to be innovative, kailangan mag-isip ka palagi, kailangan palaging may development in your products and services kasi kapag hindi, mapapag-iwanan ka talaga. So yun ang pwedeng maging issue na mag-arise wherein yung task ng supervisor or ng managers would be very challenging for all of them. Next is, the fifth one is, there exist substantial barriers to entry into banking systems, the hardware and software, and capital. So yung hardware and software requirements of banks are sophisticated. Okay, hindi lang siya yung simple lang, ganyan. So it is very complicated wherein you really have to study, okay, about it, and then and really put your capital and resources on it. Okay, it is not only complex, ayan, dahil complex yung deals na ina-undertake ng mga banks, but para makater din, hindi lang siya complicated dahil doon sa mga systems or sa mga negotiation na nag-undergo or transaction na nag-undergo yung banks, but also to cater the strict and diverse reporting requirements of banks. Mas maraming requirements kasi syempre yung isang country, they really want the banks to really serve, hindi lang siya yung parang maging scam na kukuha ng pera tapos magsasara. So yun, so kaya sobrang hinihigpitan ng mga government ngayon ang requirements sa mga bangko. So syempre, dahil you have to invest in your hardware and software, you have uh you need a really high and large capital resource requirements. Ayan, para makapasok ka or makapag-entry ka sa banking institutions para makapag-gawa or makapagsimula ka ng business relating to banking institutions. Next issue na kinakaharap ng banking institutions are banks earn their keep by the management of financial risks. Okay, so earn their keep, ibig sabihin they maintain their services by the management of financial risks. Banks are exposed to diverse financial and other risks. So, mas maraming risk. Kumbaga parang if you're going to choose the business that you want, tapos titimbangin mo yung mga risk in taking or in opening that business, mas maraming risk yung banking business or banking institution. Okay, so they exist because of the information costs they carry and because of the demand for liquidity by deposit clients. So, syempre, hindi na lang ang babayaran mo or ang ibibigay natin sa banko yung pera natin and then they will just give that si bangko ang task niya ma um, ma-maintain na liquid yung pera mo. Ibig sabihin, kapag kailangan mo, mabibigay nila. And at the same time, they will provide loans to their clients and dun sa mga businesses. So yun. So that is one of the greatest na task ng bangko. So yun. So, and also, they have magkukos din sila dun sa mga information that they have. Yung mga credibility natin, credit limit mo. So yun. So those are some of the risks na kinakaharap ng mga bangko. Next one is, there's no such thing as a generic banking strategy. Okay? Wala kayong makikita or kung meron man, um, we can say na hindi siya masyadong magiging effective kasi walang generic. Ibig sabihin, walang standard, walang yung parang way or for example, if you want to manage your business, pwede yung ganito yung gawin mo and then bibigyan ka ng step by step. Walang ganun sa bangko. Okay. Banks need to be planning how. Okay, bawat isang bangko yan. Hindi isang plano para sa lahat ng bangko. No. Kahit nga halimbawa BDO dito, tapos BDO sa Bulacan, and then BDO sa Balagtas, they have different planning strategies. Okay? As in, wala talagang generic banking strategy sa bawat branches at sa bawat bangko. They need to plan how they will maintain or how they will exist their competitive advantage. Ayan, paano nila masusustain, paano nila ma-extend yung buhay ng bangko nila. And then the outlook for banks is optimistic, provided that they can maintain, and sustain a competitive advantage in the products and services, either yung old products or new products na ino-offer nila. So yun, so again, hindi tayo pwedeng mag-advise sa mga bangko na, okay, ito yung dapat nilang gawin. Ito yung standard way na dapat yan gawin. Hindi. Bawat bangko merong kanya-kanya na planning, merong kanya-kanyang way on how they can sustain kasi iba-iba yan ang context. So that is another issue in banking institutions. Next, and the eighth one is the main threat to banking is the securities markets. Okay, maraming mga malalaki and highly rated companies madalas they do not require the intermediation of banks to satisfy their borrowing requirements. So, 'di ba kasi sa 'di ba isa sa napag-usapan natin, we need banks kasi hindi naman at all time ay makakahanap tayo ng hihiraman natin na pera, especially if that is a bigger money or bigger amount of money. So, pero may mga companies na hindi na sila dumadaan sa bangko para ma-satisfy yung paghiram nila. So, this is another threat, okay? Eh marami pa naman ngayon ang mga bangko ay nagiging involved in the creation of marketable debt instruments. Okay, and hold many of these in portfolio, which is yung sa securities market. So that is why ang main threat in the banking institution is the securities markets. So, and yun nga, and dahil nga marami na ring non-banking institution na nag-engage sa securities, ayan, yung mga brokers, ganyan, hindi na, konti na lang yung dumadaan talaga sa bangko when it comes to buying securities. Okay, so that is the number 8. And the last one is the central bank uses the profit maximizing behavior of banks to execute monetary policy. Okay, ang isa sa unique function ng banks is yung money creating ability nito. Okay, si central bank ang ang binigyan ng karapatan, okay, to produce money. Okay, pero ang bangko, they have the money creating abilities. Um, what are they going to do? For example, pumirma ka ng cheque. Okay, so binigyan ka ng cheque worth 10,000. So that itself, yung papel na yon is nag-create na siya ng money. Okay? Pwede mo na siyang ipalit ng pera na galing sa central bank. That is why when they create money through checks, through the deposits and loans, even the loans, di ba, gina-guide pa din sila ng central bank. Okay? And ayan, madalas sa central bank, ginagamit niya yung profit maximizing behavior ng mga bangko para mag-execute ng monetary policy. This is where nagsisimula or lumalabas or nagkakaroon ng standard na interest rates. Okay, dahil sa behavior, profit maximizing behavior ng mga bangko. Again, si central bank yung nagbibigay ng standard na interest rate. So yun, tapos and si central bank din yung nag-execute ng monetary policy through sa banks. Okay, so that is why it is very complicated and it is really kumbaga ang laki or di naman mahirap, okay, but this is one of the issues na kinakaharap ng mga banking institutions.